What is up, you guys? This video is going to be kind of a demo to see what footage analysis or breakdown would look like. And this is something that has been in my mind and I just wanted to test. So I'm just going to put it in this group. But I'm going to be going over my own footage from 10 years ago when I was barely a year into breaking. And this event is going to be called Break Yourself Full, and it was the second edition or the second iteration. And it's pretty much started as a lottery battle, and it was my second jam ever. And my first jam, I totally got wrecked. I'm not sure if there's anything I could dissect for you guys from that. But for this jam in particular, I ended up winning, and it was the first jam that I ever won. And before this, I was doing practice battles with my friends, and other friends would judge, and I would always be really hard on myself. And even if I won, I would still consider it a loss, just because I'm really hard on myself. And this jam really opened my eyes to really validate what level I was at amongst my friends, judged by, older b-boys. So basically in this video, I'm going to be giving context to the battles, what my thoughts were of my rounds, my opponents, and then the battle overall, all throughout the jam. I think it's just like 4 different battles. If this is something you're interested in, feel free to send me your footage. It can be a battle or at practice, and I can analyze it and make a quick breakdown video for you of what I think you could work on, things you're doing well at, and provide maybe some possibilities of where to move forward. And just keep in mind, this is just my opinion, and whether you work on this or not, whether you work on the advice I give you or not, it may not necessarily affect the outcome of a battle, since it's really up to the judge's opinions. But yes, let me know if this is something you guys are interested in, and we'll see where we can move forward from here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video analysis. All right, so let's get into this first battle. And this first battle is actually me versus Mark, and Mark's right here. You can see Choi, and then JG is going to be right behind Mark, and then Kenneth, and then I'm over on the other side. Man, I'm about to show you guys some real cringe stuff. This is 10 years ago, 2010. I had a buzz cut, and I was wearing baggy pants. But this guy, Mark, he had been breaking some years before me. And I don't know I think this was an elimination round. They only had like 16 people sign up. Mark was more experienced than me. I knew going into this that it was going to be a tough battle because he was like a whole step better than all my friends. And he definitely used a lot of stab freezes. So I definitely wanted to get him on stab freezes or do something dynamic, but with his knowing he had all this experience on me, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go all out. So this is the first battle, and let's get it started. So oh my god, look at me with my baggy pants and my beanie on. So yeah, Mark was clowning. All right, I don't know, I go up for the handshake and I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. You guys, no, wait, hold on. You guys gotta see, I slipped right here. Oh my gosh. Can you guys even see it? I slipped right here. I'm so glad nobody caught that. Oh my gosh. All right. I had the hardest time staying on beat. Okay, did the spinning go down? 7-step, another 7-step sweep to flare. Then I was learning munch mills at the time, and I didn't do any munch mills, and then I did it to dark hammers because I knew that he might pull out a stab move. So we'll see. And he said, "You're not listening to the music, but I am. So take out the earplugs." Man, this is such throwback. All right, definitely more on beat than me, and his top rocks are more diverse. Walking around a little bit, setting the pace. Okay. Kind of like up and down. All right, some footwork text. Got up, reset. Damage. Man, I don't know what this song is, but I was not feeling this song. Got some footwork. And, okay, that's what lost him the battle. And, so close. I was calling out that crash. So yeah, that was the first battle. Definitely for sure, I had to go all out. I was not on beat with this. Oh my god, I was not on beat. So cringe. Anyways, I think I think I took this battle. If I'm going to be really honest, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I just think with my round right here, from beginning to end, I had my top rock footwork. I basically followed the formula, which like you don't have to follow the formula, but I think the way I did it, the way I packaged everything was kind of a little bit more fluid than Mark. And I think Mark just really lost to himself. I wouldn't consider this like, oh, like I won by a long shot. I didn't really have any ideas or anything like that. I just did a spin and go down. Let me see right here. Just did a spin and go down, really generic 7-step. I can name all these moves I'm doing. 1-step sweep to flare. You know, it's not bad for a first round, but I can name everything I'm doing. But granted, you know, I'm a beginner at this point. Like I'm only a little bit over a year into breaking. So I was just expecting a lot more from Mark. And then, you know, he's doing his top rock, waiting it out a little bit. And this is kind of breaking up the pace, but not in a very paced or tasteful and intentional way. So like he'll do some footwork and then he just gets up after this. And I'm just kind of like, oh, this is kind of awkward. You know, it's kind of breaking up the flow. But it's not really leading up into anything. Like if it led up into something, that would be good. And then here, yeah, this is what cost him the battle for sure. If he had landed it and continued, I think it would have been a lot better. And if also he had stuck this as well. But yeah, that's what I thought about this first battle. So I think I took this first one. Not really a whole lot to say. I would say if this battle alone, I would definitely work on being more unique. And I think Mark kind of took me in that factor. Not by a long shot. I mean, but the thing with me is just like, I saw a bunch of moves I can name, but that's for another level. Like if someone's a year into breaking, like I don't really expect them to, like I expect them to be working on the foundation. So next video. So this is me versus Matt, as you can see in the corner. And if you guys watch my stream, Matt is the guy that got me into breaking. So, if this is 2010, maybe like summer of 2009, this is March 2010. Something like that, as during spring break. And if I think like 2009 summer, like June or July, Matt had called me out at like, or no, like what was it? We were at church camp, and then if you guys have heard my stream story of how I got into breaking, Matt basically danced circles around me in front of a bunch of girls, and they all laughed at me and they all made fun of me, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna beat this guy. So Matt and this guy named Andrew and a guy named Kevin were like the top, and a guy named John too. So Matt, Kevin, John, and Andrew were the top tier guys of my friend group. So Matt was the guy that like got me into breaking. So I was like, man, I need to beat him. And at this point, I hadn't battled him before. So this is kind of like, in my head, I was like, all right, I have to beat him or whatever. So I had to go all out again. But you'll see in this battle that I kind of don't really, I feel like I can do it. I think I did a lot better the other rounds, but let's just see. So Matt's really dope. Oh, wait, let me start this. So he came out the gate. He's really funky, has nice top rocks. He was a really quick learner, so he had a little bit of everything. Nice top rock step, variations right there. Spin go down to a knee slide, very nice. Has some footwork text to knee spin, classic knee spin, every beginner's move. All right, not much dynamics, just kind of footwork, but he gets up real clean, so that's nice. Me and my awkward skip. Same top rock as last time. Struggled to stay on beat. Okay. And here I do a crossover go down, and then I do like a 7-step to air baby, and then to handstand. That's my first round. So I think for this first round, for sure, like Matt had taken it because I felt like I didn't do enough. And here he has some great top rock steps. He's dancing, feeling the music. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. He's got windmill variations, and then another knee spin. And then, let's see, he's got some footwork text, direction changes, and oh, nice. Okay, the crisscross step. So that's definitely for sure something that counts towards him, and he ends real cleanly. And oh, what is this? What is this burn? And yeah, same top rock as I always do. And I can't stay on beat, so I was like, everyone help me stay on beat, please. All right, knee drop, regular knee drop. Do like 2-step, 3-step to planche, and then unwalk it. Then hollow back, but it was more like a handstand walk. But there's like a wow factor there, and I think that's what won me the battle. I think I in my opinion, I thought Matt took this. The first round, I think he took it. He did more stuff than me. I did like 3 moves or 4 moves, and it just wasn't enough. It was everything I can name. But Matt, even though he was doing kind of generic steps and kept it simple, like he definitely had a lot more in his top. He was dancing. He had good stuff in his top rock. And then also second round, Matt came out, and both times he came out really strong. He had that windmill variation. That's pretty difficult. And then he had the crisscross step. And I think he ended strong for both those rounds too. And then for me, the second round, like all I had was that wow factor really. Like my go down was just generic, just a knee drop, 6-step to 3-step to planche, handstand walk, hollow back. I can name everything. So if I was judging this, and if it were up to me, I would definitely have voted for Matt. But you know what? I want it, so we take those. I think the wow factor just got to everyone. So sometimes it happens in a battle. So yeah, that's it for this battle. So we beat my friend Matt, the guy who I was like, trying to beat this whole year. I was like, I'm going to beat this guy. So, Matt had called me out, and, now I beat him finally. And now I'm battling the other top tier friend, at the top of the list. So Andrew, these guys don't break anymore. But Andrew was a lot more technical than Matt. He had a lot more moves. So I knew like I had to come out with like something more, and I didn't have a lot, but I was already like at the verge of like repeating everything. But yeah, with Matt, like I pulled out all the strong stuff, because that's kind of what I wanted to beat him in. I was like, okay, like I worked on planche because I'm trying to beat him. So I pulled that out. But with Andrew, like I knew he was a little bit more technical. He had more moves. So I was like, I gotta pull out a little bit more. So going into this battle, I was like, I'm going to try and pull out a little something, because I know what Andrew is going to bring. And keep in mind, me and like Mark had been dancing longer than me. Andrew and Matt had been dancing like a year or two longer than me. So not that much more experience. So let's see how this goes. Here I am with my buzz cut. Okay. All right. Andrew's feeling the beat. Love it. Okay. Nice top rock steps for sure. Okay. I don't know what this music is, but whatever. All right. Got a wide Zulu spin to CC and variation. Usually he does something else, but this he decided to switch it up, which was pretty good. And he ended it pretty good. My reactions, oh my gosh. Do the circle around walk, give the handshake for respect, and back to the offbeat top rock. Man, this is unbelievable. That's like the first and foremost. That's what I need to work on, being on beat. So I do windmill, get up to spindle, flare, or New York flare, to knee slide, and then 7-step. Shuffles, bring my arm around, to spindle, flare. So that's one of the ideas that like I was like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna try and do that. Like this is one of the ideas. I was like, okay, I'm gonna pull my arm and then drag into flare. This is kind of what I was saving for someone like later on in the battles, and I definitely shouldn't have saved like everything, but I guess I ended up winning, so we'll take it. So yeah, with this, I was like, all right, if I'm gonna pull out one thing, like it needs to be something like a little bit clever. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll do like a little arm drag right here, drag, pull into a flare. So Choi was feeling it. And then Andrew with the burn. Nice. It's pretty much the same top rock steps as before, but now he's switching up that up rock. So definitely had that over me. So Matt and Andrew were doing way more top, and even Mark, they were doing like way more diverse top rock than me. And that was a nice go down too, especially for people breaking at this level, Yeah, slip up there, but not too bad. And nice playing with his levels. A little bit awkward, but nice playing with his levels again. And into swipe, baby freeze. A little scrape there, but it's okay. Let's see what I bring. Same skip around, offbeat top rock. So I actually wasn't saying anything there. Like the music had the beat had cut off, and then I was like, I don't know what to do. So then I started like trying to lip sync the lyrics, but I didn't know the lyrics. So I was just like doing whatever. I don't even know what I was doing, but yeah, that's everyone seemed to like it, I guess, but I just pretended to know the lyrics, so I was faking it. Fake it till you make it, right? Oh my god, so dumb. All right. Well, let me go back a little bit. So here I do like a knee drop variation, push, and then push. So it's like a double push knee drop variation. So hold on. I think at this point I had done, like against Mark, I did the spin go down. And then against Matt, it was 2 rounds. I did a regular knee drop go down and then like a cross step, like zigzag go down. And then with Andrew, I think the first round I did a flare to knee slide, and then this one is like a double push knee drop, a little variation of the knee drop. So every go down I intended specifically to not repeat, because I was like, you know what, if I keep repeating these go downs, I don't know if it's going to count against me or whatever, but it also like adds a little bit of variety to what I was doing. So that's something I definitely was intentional about. If I had any control over anything, it was the go downs. And then to monkey swing, and then to this wraparound to flare. So this is my second technical thing that I tried to do, but I keep repeating these flares, windmills, and like 6-step, 7-step, 2-step, 3-step into the sweep, and then crunch leg air baby. So I didn't really have much, so I don't expect anyone at this level to like, you know, really bring something unique, which is fine. And like repeats are normal. So definitely as a matter of execution, like I think I'm doing okay. But I would say, you know, I could have found a better way to get into this hook step, and then like hook around and then unhook into flare. I think I could have found a more clever way to do it. But regardless, like this is something that, again, I intentionally like tried to do against Andrew because he was a little bit more technical than I was, like, or at least what I was assuming going into the battle. And then I do the flare. Yeah, I just keep repeating flares and windmill because that's my strong point. And then, yeah, same footwork steps. And then the sweep right here is something Troy helped me out with a long time ago. So that was also like a good mix up. That was kind of like, oh, this is like my signature that I'm doing at the time. So I think Andrew, it was a close battle. I would say definitely at the end when I started doing those switch ups, it definitely took my round to like another level compared to Andrew's. So Andrew had some solid stuff. I just feel like with my rounds, I had a little bit more text, and then I also had, even though it was like kind of generic, I had that arm drag to flare, and then I also had the leg hook. So as far as moves goes, I think I had a little bit more of that, but I definitely think like as far as top rock dancing, like I didn't have that at all. So like moving forward, I think like if I was to analyze myself at this time and give myself advice, it would be like definitely work on that top rock, change it up, because it'll like take my breaking to a whole nother level. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I barely edged that one out. I think I lost the previous one to Matt, but now we're going to the finals. All right, now we're going to the finals. So this is Taj versus Eugene. And for those of you guys who don't know, in the Dallas area, Taj is the owner of DFC. I think it's called Diamond City Studio now. But Taj, kind of like Mark, I think they started breaking at the same time. So he had like, I think 2 to 3 years of breaking experience over me. So Matt and Andrew were like in my friend group, and then Mark and Taj. So I battled Mark in the first round and then Taj in the last round. And they had a lot more experience than me. So in pretty much all my rounds, I felt like I had to go out. So like, or go all out. So Taj and Mark had more experience than me. So I was like, I have to go all out and do everything. And then Matt and Andrew were like, all right, I have to beat these guys because these are the best guys in my group. So yeah, with Taj, I didn't really know what to expect. It was the finals, so I was like, all right, if I lose, I at least made it to the finals. So we'll see. But yeah, I know Taj has had a lot of unique stuff. So forgot exactly what he was pulling out, and like what I know. This video is a lot longer than the other ones. It's 5 minutes, and then yeah, they have the judges talking here. You guys can't see the buffering thing, but they have the judges talking in the back. And they had everyone get up, and I was super nervous in this. I don't know why, but I guess it's because my first battle. And then all his boys are going behind him. I had fake glasses, and I was making fun of him. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. I'm sorry, Taj. And then again, my same top rock. Try to catch that beat. Very poorly executed, but it's okay. Okay, flares again, but I think this time I try to walk towards him. Yep, walking towards him. I don't know if anyone really noticed. To spin go down. And then like a half W. So definitely think I don't think that was a very good round. He made fun of me for being Asian. I couldn't drive, even though I couldn't even drive because my mom took me to this jam. So he has way more top rock variation than me. But keep in mind, just a disclaimer, like I'm calling out repeats for myself because I'm watching all my footage, but I don't really know if Taj had any repeats, so I can't really call him out on repeats in this video because I don't really know. I didn't watch all his battles. So let's see. Definitely already had more top rock variation than I did. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a really good go down, and it was on beat too. So that was definitely a point. And he tried to catch that beat. So that was intentional, like an intentional go down, trying to catch the beat. Nice. Okay. Windmill to head. Little slip up there. Didn't really end that strong, but I think it was... I ended in that W that first round. So I definitely ended stronger. So it was definitely a close round, but I think Taj took that first round just because like he had that go down, had some variations, and then also like included like power and a freeze at the end, or he tried to do a freeze. But I definitely think he edged that one out. Same top rock. Trying to do up rock. And do a really poor job at it. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. He was making fun of me for doing jumping jacks, or that my up rock looked like jumping jacks, and I didn't know like he was dissing me about it, but okay, little slide down. Another poor attempt at catching the beat. Another half W. And he's making fun of me for my dark hammers, how they look like I'm wobbling on the floor like that. Nice. I was tuned. I didn't even notice that. I was like, I'm just gonna cock this guy. Okay, top rock. All right, he's not really switching up his top rock. He's just kind of going for it. Okay, that's a good go down. And then nice. I don't know if that was a reply, but this leg sweep under right here was something I did when doing this right here before going to dark hammers. I slid down figure 4 into dark hammer, and then I don't know if it was intentional, but he definitely replied with this right here to figure 4 go down. So that was a good response if that was intentional. Got a little thread going, invert. Okay, his signature, a little slip up there, but it's okay. All right, this is the last round for me. Handshake for respect. Oh my god, I think I do the same top rock every round. Do a little walk down, and then windmill, flare, flare to planche attempt, and then I think I try one hand stall. Yeah, take that. Yeah, I'm junior. Yeah, what's up? So I definitely got the wow factor on that one. All right, I'm getting the pats on the back. All right, so I got the air baby. Worm to air baby. 90 to invert, but a little slip. Okay, invert. Okay, another slip from the invert, another slip from the invert. That's 3 slips from the invert. So yeah, definitely, especially because it's the last round, you really need to be careful about like what you're doing. Like if it's in the beginning of a battle and you start slipping, it's kind of okay. You can kind of pick it up and like really take momentum later on. But if you're doing it at the end, that's going to be like the last impression that judges have for you. And it may be like subconscious. So Taj had like crashed like 3 times. He did 90 to invert catch, but then he kind of slipped out of it. So he had worm to air baby, which was good. And I think these right here, it wasn't a bad slip. And then these right here, these definitely cost him. Like that could have passed, but this definitely couldn't have passed for a slip up. And then see the way he got up. Also, he got up. He was like, "Man, I messed up." You know. So that definitely shows the judges like, "Hey, like I messed up." So you kind of just tossed you around there. So it's definitely not like a good look compared to the way I ended my last round, which was like in a one-hand stall, and I was like, yeah, take that, So I definitely ended with more confidence on the last round. I think the first round and also the second round, Taj I think edged it out. Maybe it was close to a tie, if not like he slightly edged it out. But definitely this last round, I'd say I would have taken it, just because like, man, those crashes definitely cost him, and also that get up. So even if you crash, just a quick tip, even if you crash, just get up, own it, just be like, you know what, that's all me, you know, and then get up and go back confidently. But I mean, there are definitely times where I've crashed too, and it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw it. And I think that's what happened with Taj. So oh my gosh. All right. So Choi is holding up this trophy, this glass cup right here. And you can see like this podium where these drinks are. So we used to go to UTD in this conference room. They don't have it anymore. But there was a podium with like, and I guess we showed up to practice this day and we're like, you know what, let's do lottery battles. What's going to be the prize, you know? And there's like this little glass with candy, like Snickers, Milky Way and stuff like that. And then like no one took it. So we're just like, oh, this is going to be the trophy. And then they had a bunch of snacks in there. And then someone had a Sharpie. So they wrote "Break Yourself Fool" on the cup. And then, they're announcing like, oh, okay. Like, you know, like who's going to take the cup or whatever. But Choi, he handed me the cup and he was like, sorry, I ate all the Snickers and the Milky Way. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then Choi will be like, I don't even like Snickers or Milky Way or whatever. But I mean, you ate it. So, oh my God, good times. And it was like all dusty and stuff. It was old. It was like sitting there for a long time. So yeah, definitely like this cup was really gross. But yeah, I was just sitting on there and we thought it would be hilarious to take that as a trophy. So I still have this at home. But my mom washed it and then all the Sharpie got erased. So never had candy in there. I wish it did. Oh my. You hear Tommy? He's like, where's all the candy at? Oh, okay. Okay, so the judges. All right, so Choi is saying right now, like Eugene or me, like I'm more consistent with my rounds than Taj, and that's definitely something they took into account because Taj crashed pretty much from like first round, and then definitely the last round he crashed at the end, and that left like a pretty bad impression. Okay, and then he was saying Taj had more oomph and style. So yeah, that's definitely like two pros. Like I was more consistent, but Taj definitely like crashed it. But Taj definitely had more like style and like flavor, especially when it came to the music. Like he had the isolation go down. So I thought that was like really creative and really clever. A lot more top rock variations than me for sure. And I think he just had a lot more variations when it came to like his ideas and stuff. But it's kind of expected. He has a lot more experience than I did at this time. So that's definitely something to take into account. Not just like when judging, like, oh, someone's experience, but like knowing that, you know, Taj has more, like, even though he wasn't consistent, he was trying more ideas. And then as a judge, like, you kind of have to weigh out, like, okay, so this guy's consistent. He's not really doing a whole lot of like variations or his own stuff. I mean, he's only been breaking a year. And then this guy, he's doing creative stuff, but he's just crashing all over the place. So it's kind of like not saying that, you know, there's one absolute right and one absolute wrong, but like as a judge, it's something you got to take into account. And that's like a real quick tangent about battles. It's like, it's all relative. So just like, you know, you have someone consistent and then someone creative. It's relative to the judge and relative to the battle too. All these battles are kind of relative to each other. So it's like when people are talking about biting and stuff like that, they're like, oh, okay, like this guy's copying someone else, but this guy only did like 6-step. So of course, like whoever executed better, like if this guy bit or stole and is executing well, like as a judge, you kind of have to take that into account. Are you going to let the guy who only did 6-step win, or the guy who bit and executed? Like, so it's just kind of like, you just kind of got to keep that in mind as a judge. Even if you're not judging, keep that in mind. Like when judges are judging you, the battle is relative. So even if you think you won, there might be something that in their minds, they weigh a little bit heavier. So yeah, those are definitely a couple of things, but let's see what these votes are. And I forgot how many judges there were. So 3 votes for me. Okay, so there was 3 votes for me for sure, and then I think 1 or 2 votes for Taj. I don't know if there were 5 judges or not, but 3 votes for me and then 1 or 2 votes for Taj. So yeah, that is pretty much all the battles. Oh my gosh! All right, let's skip through this. Hey, hey! Oh my god! I gave Taj this cup to drink. They filled it up with like Monster or Red Bull or something, and they poured it in the cup. And I was like, "Here, Taj, hold it," because they were carrying me. I was scared I was gonna drop it, and he started drinking it, and I was like, "Yo, there's dust in there." Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my god! But definitely a good experience. It was a fun jam. But I guess as far as this footage analysis goes, like if I was to give myself advice like at this point in time, I would definitely say like I can work on my top rocks. Every round was the same, and it definitely sets like a presence for like whatever I have. So like if I have the content or if I have the flares or the windmills or the techniques or whatever, like just having that top rock there already sets like the presence that you need. And you know, I kind of, when you're watching my rounds, I kind of have to like you kind of have to wait for me to finish my top rock to actually kind of like enjoy the round. So if I have the top rock there and set the presence, then it kind of makes everything, like the whole package, nice. So that's first and foremost. And I guess like if I were to give myself tips at this point in time, it would also be like, you know, I have moves already. Like I did one hand stall, but I didn't do a Nike freeze. I didn't do a pike. So there's a lot of things I could have done, and like, you know, explore more moves that are like generic or like moves you can name. But then like I was also doing variations of things like the arm pull or the leg wraparound to flare, like different ideas, right? So I could either have gone both ways for, you know, giving myself advice like, hey, either I can work on, you know, expanding my variety and learning different moves. Like I had dark hammers, like why not learn crickets? Why not learn like other variations on windmills? Or why not start creating stuff, you know? So I guess either way with this, and you know, in hindsight I ended up doing both. It's been 10 years, but yeah, that would be the advice I give to myself. Definitely 1, work on top rock, and then 2, pick which direction you want. You can go both eventually, but yeah, my options would be either working on more generic moves and just expanding my variety, because that's something I definitely lacked. And the way I can expand my variety is either of 2 ways, like learning more moves or getting more creative with my ideas. So definitely saw like a lot of potential with everyone that battled here, like who I battled against, and also like with myself too. I can definitely see like where it kind of like evolved from here, like my whole thought process of like, you know, how I should approach battles and like how I should formulate my rounds and all that stuff. So it was definitely like a good experience. Don't know if I want to make this video public because a lot of these rounds are really cringe, but yeah, that is it. Let me know what you guys think about these battles, and let me know what you guys think about this whole footage analysis as a whole, and let me know if you got something out of it as well. So yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in sending me your footage or analysis for a breakdown, send it my way. I can point out your strengths, your weaknesses, and kind of give a good direction, and then things you can work on to improve from a battle standpoint, or even just practicing. So just keep in mind, whatever I recommend to you to work on may not win you a battle, because it's obviously up to the judges' opinions, and you know, the judges aren't the same all the time. And if this is a battle I've judged that you've competed in, or maybe a battle I've judged that you just want to see what my opinions were, I can give you my thought process as to why I made the decision I did. So feel free to send me footage that I've judged, or that you've competed in and I've judged, or footage that you've just competed in. Maybe I can point you in a better direction. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.